safety always comes first. So it's important that we take you through some safety features before takeoff. And you all can get back to our award-winning entertainment system. So, here we go.
Please make sure you place all your bags up here in the overhead locker. Or, if you have smaller bags, you can place them here in front of you.
In first class, there are stowage areas inside your suite. And if you have a laptop, it needs to be turned on. Then put it in the overhead locker. For takeoff, you need to put away your table, TV and footrest, open your window blinds, and all seats need to be completely upright. Also, we recommend you keep your shoes on.
And I have the pleasure of being your captain on board this Emirates flight number 67 bound for London Stansted this afternoon. Oh, first and foremost, I'd like to introduce my colleague as well as long-time friend Sasha Tamley, who is from Battersea in the UK as well. And both of us, we've got the pleasure of taking you the 6 hours and 15 minutes back up to London Stansted this afternoon. Well, we're just waiting for apparently a couple of passengers to join us, and their last few bits of baggage to be loaded on the aircraft. We've got all the paperwork up here, so we are all done. As soon as everything is ready and we close all the doors, we'll be underway, as I said, for the 6 hours and 50 minutes. Eventually cruising up at 34,000 feet. We're staying just a little bit lower this afternoon just to try and avoid a bit of the headwind that is on our routing of flight. So talking about routing of the flight this afternoon, we're taking off here, runway 30 right, heading northbound, and that's going to be taking us up through the Gulf, upwards towards Turkey, and then onwards across into Europe and the UK. We are expecting a few bumps during the flight today. So potentially on the climb out from here you might see it's a little bit bumpy, and then onwards through Turkey they are forecasting a few bumps there, and then on the descent, well, hopefully into an absolutely stunning London afternoon. 22 degrees is forecast with relatively clear skies. We'll try and switch off the two-dot signs at some point during the flight. I am going to ask you though, just like we do up here in the flight deck, please keep your seatbelts loosely fastened at all times. That is for your comfort as well as your safety. Now, talking about comfort and safety, in charge of the cabin we have the purser Ileana. She is from Bulgaria. She is ably assisted by two cabin supervisors, Vivian, who is from Kenya, and Catherine, who is from Australia. They're in business class and economy class, respectively. As I said, they are here for your comfort, but it is primarily for your safety, ladies and gentlemen. Please do follow any instructions that they might give you, and pay very close attention to the safety video that's going to be played very shortly. It does contain some really important information, and it does change from time to time. So I would like to ask you, please, if you can, have a good look at that one. I'm going to be doing the actual flying portion this afternoon. Sasha, he's going to be doing all the radios and all the paperwork. So shortly before our arrival into London Stansted, I'll come back to you with an update on our estimated arrival time, the latest weather conditions, and also hopefully an update with regards to the air traffic control situation in the London area. If you'd like to follow the progress of the flight, you're welcome to do so on the Air Show channel, just by hitting the I button and today's flight on the TV screen in front of you. For now, do sit back, relax, enjoy the flight, and I'll leave you in the very capable hands of our purser Ileana. Once again, to you all, I wish you a very pleasant afternoon. We are just to the south of Brussels, currently inside German airspace. We've got about 15 minutes to go now before we begin our initial descent into the London area and then ultimately into Stansted itself. Well, we've just picked up the latest weather, and what can I say? It's an absolutely stunning British afternoon. Temperature of 22 degrees Celsius, slightly more blustery than it was in Dubai. You're looking at winds approximately 7 to 10 miles an hour, but should still give us a feel of about 20 degrees Celsius. It was slightly higher earlier, as to be expected in the middle of the day. They had a high in the London area today of 26, and I do believe that the weather forecast for tomorrow is also looking pretty nice as well. If you'd like to set your watches, local time right now in the UK, it's currently 42 minutes past 5 in the evening. We should be touching down at about 25 minutes past 6, and it'll be about a 5 to 7 minute taxi onto the parking stand from there, which all being well should put us hopefully about 10 minutes ahead of the scheduled arrival time. The cabin crew, they're going to be preparing the cabin for landing shortly. One of the jobs is when we switch on the seatbelt sign in about 15 minutes, they're going to be locking the lavatories. So I'd like to ask, please do make use of the time now to use the lavatories while you can, as they'll be locked in preparation for landing. And finally, there is a chance that we may stop at some point during our taxi into our final parking position. Ladies and gentlemen, please do remain seated with your seatbelts fastened until we switch off the seatbelt signs. You'll see the cabin crew standing up and potentially walking around the cabin. Even when you see that, please remain seated. It's for your safety, of course, I hope that you understand, as well as your comfort. For myself, Sasha, Eliana, and the entire crew, we'd like to wish you all a very pleasant afternoon. For those of you travelling further afield, then of course a very safe and pleasant onward journey. And to all the Brits coming home, I'd like to say welcome back home. Finally, to the cabin crew, thank you very much for all your hard work on today's flight. That's now 15 minutes to top.
temperature is 17 degrees Celsius. Please keep your seatbelt fastened and your personal electronic device is turned off or in flight mode until the seatbelt sign has been switched off. Before leaving us today, for your safety, please be cautious when opening the overhead locker and remember to check your seat area for any personal belongings. Thank you for flying Emirates. We hope you enjoyed your flight and we look forward to seeing you again soon.
Cabin crew, thank you. Prepare all doors and cross-check.